In today's episode, we're going to extend our Thanksgiving holiday just a little bit longer because gratitude was never intended to be a one-day mandated experience. Gratitude is a gift. It's an art form that you can master. Knowing how and when to practice gratitude is a game changer, from sloth to energy, moving inertia to movement and progress. Gratitude allows us to move from wallowing in disappointment to seeing new possibilities and so much more, all so that you can enjoy the journey. Because if we only long for joy attached to the results, we're going to miss out. It's all coming up next, right here on Stop Doubting Your Dream. Stay tuned. If you have a deep-rooted dream you long to pursue but feel held back by self-doubt, the possibility of failure, and the relentless demands of everyday life, you're in the right place. I'm your host, Jeff Meyer, and I know that taking the leap of faith to make your dream a reality and overcome the seeds of doubt planted by those who say it's too risky can feel overwhelming and discouraging sometimes, and cause you to question whether or not your dream is worth pursuing at all. But the truth is, it doesn't have to be an either-or choice. It's possible to pursue your dream without risking your stability or security in the process. And each week on the show, I'm going to show you and give you practical action steps you need to turn your dream into a viable source of income so you can live without regret, reshape your future, and create the meaningful change you want to see in the world, all without leaving your day job. So if you're someone who's ready to stop doubting your dream and start living it, let's dive in. Welcome back. This is episode number 78. A very blessed Thanksgiving weekend to all of you. I'm grateful for you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for dreaming. Thank you for pursuing your dream, for listening to this podcast, for sharing my work with others so that their dreams can become a reality. I am so very thankful on this weekend. Thanksgiving, a societal gift to encourage each one of us to stop, to gather with loved ones, to reflect, to appreciate the things we have been given, and to say thank you. Gratitude. It's more than just an attitude adjustment. It's a practice. And it's one that can shift our perspective. Check out last week's episode, number 77, if you haven't already. It can also positively impact our energy. And it has been proven that positive energy tends to attract more favorable circumstances and lead to the anticipation for future blessings. And these are fairly obvious with gratitude, right? You know how it's been with you. You know that when you have been grateful, it changes your mindset. But I want to share with you some other benefits of practicing gratitude that maybe you haven't thought of before. I have found that practicing gratitude and turning it into an art form that we can master can help us actually deepen connections with others. When we say thank you, when we tell people specifically what we're grateful for because of their place in our lives, it can actually deepen the relationship. And doing that with a number of people on a regular basis, doing it intentionally, can create community. And this interconnectedness between people who are grateful to each other opens the door to new possibilities of collaboration where maybe we never saw it before, or raising up support catalysts for us that can raise up shared growth and an anticipation of positive outcomes working together. It deepens connection. Consider practicing gratitude that it can bring the benefit of promoting mindfulness. When you are intentionally spending time saying thank you or journaling in gratitude, it encourages a sense of mindfulness, practicing an awareness of the present moment and keeping you on the lookout for beauty, keeping you on the lookout for blessing. By practicing gratitude, we become more attuned to the richness of our life experiences instead of just trudging through the day. And this heightened awareness fosters anticipation as we look forward to discovering more beautiful things, discovering more blessings in each new moment of each new day. All right, those are two. You want more? Well, you're going to get more. Here's number 3. Gratitude as a practice unlocks creativity by inspiring a positive and open mindset. When we appreciate the good in our lives, our minds are more receptive to good creative ideas and solutions. This creative mindset leads to increased anticipation for innovative possibilities and novel experiences on the horizon. Number 4, gratitude strengthens goal setting. I don't know if you ever thought about that before, but maybe before you set your goal for the new year, maybe it would be good to stop and reflect on this past year. Before you set any goals, take some time to reflect and to give thanks. Do this at the end of each quarter. Do this in your weekly review at the end of each week. Before you set next goals and march on forward, take time to reflect and say thank you to yourself, others. Write down what you're grateful for as you think about making new goals. As we express gratitude for the progress we've made, it helps strengthen our commitment to what we're looking forward to. And it fuels anticipation, creating a forward-looking mindset as we strive toward new achievements and milestones. That's 4. Here's 5. By the way, there's 12. Gratitude can elevate emotional well-being. Regular gratitude practice has been proven to improve emotional well-being. Positive emotions cultivated through gratitude create an emotional foundation that elevates our overall mood and our overall outlook. It leads us to think about and anticipate a brighter future. All right. How about number 6? Gratitude expands vision. It expands our vision beyond the immediate circumstances or challenges that we're facing. By appreciating what we have, we cultivate a broader perspective that allows us to see potential opportunities and possibilities on the horizon. Number 7, gratitude cultivates a growth mindset. The belief that abilities and intelligence can be developed as we think about positive movement as we reflect. When we express gratitude for the opportunities to learn and grow, it fosters a mindset that welcomes challenges, sees them as opportunities for personal and professional development. So if you want to be on the continuous growth spectrum, plug in this art of gratitude. Next, gratitude encourages risk-taking. When you reflect, take time to be grateful for what has taken place and what is happening around you, you will get to see when you took risks, how maybe you were afraid to begin with, but you took the risk and something good came out of it. It can help you diminish fear of future risks and fosters a sense of security that you're in good hands, cared for, you're loved. You're not going to fall so far that you're going to fall out of relationship with each other, with God, with your community. When we're grateful for the support and resources available to us, it reduces anxiety about taking risks. Gratitude also, next, strengthens adaptability. Gratitude enhances our ability to adapt, to change. By focusing on the positive aspects of a situation that we've just come through, even maybe challenging times, we become more resilient. Think about this coming out of the pandemic, thinking about all that happened in those 2 years plus where we had to adapt to change. That gave me a sense moving into the future that, man, I'm adaptable. I can adjust to almost any situation. We're resilient creatures. We can adapt. And we can see the potential benefits that emerge from navigating and embracing change. Gratitude also builds momentum. It creates positive momentum. When we acknowledge and appreciate even the small victories, it builds a sense of achievement and motivation, like we're on the move to something. And it, once again, fuels anticipation for future success. Here's one I'd like to talk about a little bit too. Gratitude heightens spiritual connection. For me, gratitude is often intertwined with my spiritual well-being. I'm getting ready as I'm recording this to go to a Thanksgiving Eve service that I'm going to lead at our church. And it's the only service of the year where I don't actually preach. I set the stage with a theme, and tonight is unexpected provision. And we invite people to come up and share from this past year where they have received unexpected or experienced unexpected provision from God, from others. And then we return thanks to God for all the stories we hear. Every year I go through this, I am just amazed at the stories of the people of God. When they step up to that microphone and they talk about care in the middle of battling cancer or losing a child and having the community rally and support them, or being without employment for months, wondering where money was going to come from, but God provided all the way along. And there are just some amazing stories, and it can't help but lead me to praise God, from whom all blessings flow. Recognizing and expressing gratitude for the role that God plays in our lives deepens our connection to His higher calling, His higher purpose, and it helps put everything else that we're going through at the moment into perspective. It gives meaning and fulfillment, and it increases, here it is again, anticipation for what God's going to do next year. You know, the Bible actually says that God inhabits the praise of His people. When we give thanks and express gratitude, God actually indwells that. He shows up. The final point I want to make, I believe it's number 12. Gratitude, the art of gratitude, promotes generosity. Think about it. When you are grateful, when someone expresses their gratitude to you, doesn't it just stimulate the desire to give back? When we're grateful for the support and kindness we receive, doesn't it just naturally inspire generosity? And doesn't our world need more generosity? Acts of kindness and giving creative and positive feedback has a ripple effect, fostering a sense of community and anticipation for the positive impact of the collective goodwill of people everywhere. Are you sold yet on the benefits of mastering the art of gratitude? Have I laid out a case strong enough that you're willing to say, you know what, he's got a point here? Can you see how employing this art on a regular basis in your life and in your dream pursuit could help you tangibly as you execute plans and carry out the pursuit of your dream? I don't know if you've experienced this yet. Maybe you're just at the beginning part of your entrepreneurship journey, but chasing after a dream can be really hard. It can be lonely. It can be a grind. There are difficult challenges, things we have to learn that aren't in our strength zone, our wheelhouse. We have to be patient. The results don't show up as they're promised, and they don't usually show up in the timing that they're promised. So we have to wait for the results that we seek. Mindset is critical in this venture. It's not just about X's and O's and executing. It's about a mindset that needs a boost. And I think one of the greatest boosts we can have is the boost of the art gratitude. Practicing gratitude can help us in the journey. Hopefully I've laid out the case. Hopefully you're still listening, because now I want to give you 3 action steps that you can take to boost your gratitude practice. Okay? 3 things that you can do. You don't have to do all 3 of them. Pick one that you like, or maybe my listing these 3 stimulates you to think about a couple that you'd like to try in your own. How about just the simplicity of every day in a journal, before you put your head on your pillow, write down 3 things that you're thankful for. Practice it every day. You know, it's an ancient spiritual discipline. Daily examine, it's called, EXAMEN, where we examine our day. And one of the pieces of that daily examine is to daily give thanks for where we have seen God show up in our days. Give thanks for the little things, the big things. There are days that are really hard where when I do this, it forces me to take stock of the day, to open the drawer, the junk drawer that we all have in our kitchens, right? Pull out that drawer where you just shove everything in it, rummage through your day like a junk drawer, and find 1, 2, or 3 things that you can give thanks for. And by the way, if you can't find 3, maybe you're not taking enough time, that could be, but don't beat yourself up over it. Maybe there's 1 thing. Write it down. By the way, as you do this in your journal, you can reflect on those things and you can see them. Like tonight, I could pull out my journal and I could look at the past year and go, man, look at all the things I have to be thankful for, because we tend to forget what happened during our day. So create a daily gratitude journal. Get your favorite pen, get a journal you like to write in, and write out 3 things that you're thankful for every day. Number 2, I'd recommend a book by Ann Voskamp, Voskamp. It's called 1,000 Gifts, and I love the subtitle of her book, A Dare to Live Fully Right Where You Are. My wife has read this book and taken it seriously. The whole premise of the book is to record and write down 1,000 gifts that you have received. And it's amazing. It forces you to think, and it really helps you build momentum as you're thinking about 1,000 gifts that you have received. So that's another idea. And the third idea comes from one of my clients in our Dream Accelerator coaching community, where she has created a love notebook. It sits right outside the hallway of their bedroom with her husband. And every day she writes down something that she's thankful for about her husband. She took this idea of practicing gratitude and used it to benefit a relationship that was really important to her. They kind of were taking each other for granted. And one of the things that can help us not take each other for granted anymore is to be intentional about saying thank you, or I'm grateful for this. And he actually doesn't do it every day, but every once in a while, he'll stop and write his own note in the love notebook. So there's 3 ideas: a daily gratitude journal, a book, 1,000 Gifts by Ann Voskamp, A Dare to Live Fully Right Where You Are, or create your own love notebook. What additional creative ways can you think of in terms of practicing gratitude? I'd love to hear them from you. Thanks so much for joining me here today for another episode of Stop Doubting Your Dream. My prayer for you is that what has begun here in Thanksgiving weekend, what you've done again this year to give thanks, would become a daily practice for you in your entrepreneurial journey. If you like the show, share this episode with a friend. If you loved it and you're listening on Apple, do me a favor and scroll down in your app, leave a review. Your reviews help others find the show. You can also download the episode. That counts and helps me know how my podcast is growing. Next week, we're going to take a look at how contracting with a coach, making an intentional decision to hire a coach for your journey, can increase your self-knowledge, courage, competence, helping you eradicate fuzziness in your dream, and it can help eliminate hesitancy so that you can pursue your dream with confidence, increasing productivity and joy in the process. Remember, the journey towards your dream begins today. Take action with a single step.